Shalom, Mike. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rakah Kodash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I'd like to say Shalom to the elect that teaches the word in all truth, faith, and sincerity. And yeah, I came today. I just want to tell you this lesson. What else can we tell you? You know, what else can we really tell you? Just dealing with, this message, man, that all hell is gonna break loose. Nothing but evils and only evils to come. And only thing you can do is hope. We've been reduced to hope and hope that Yahweh Shema Shai will have mercy on us. Because these things are guaranteed. The evil to come upon the planet Earth. Now I got this article, which the video is not going to be about the article, but just the point is, this is just one of the things the Lord is going to bring upon the earth. It's just one of the things, It's a plethora of things that these people are going to suffer from, So let's just get it real quick. This is this from RT News, and it reads: Ex-Navy pilot says UFOs were spotted daily for a couple of years. See? As senator urges U.S. to take phenomenon seriously. See? So you got the U.S. government, a senator pretty much urging the U.S. government to take this serious, man. Dealing with the UFO, which is, we know what they are. They are heaven's host, the chariots of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. The point is, he said, take it serious, man. Because he understand them chariots is not for their welfare. And that's just one of the things that's coming upon the planet Earth, and dealing with the chariots, this pretty much the territory of the military. When you hear about news coming out with the chariots, it's really the military that's over that, thing right there, man. Because they understand this is heaven's host. You know what I mean? But that's just a point. That's just one of the things to look for, which, like I said, it's something happening every day, man. Dealing with the jab, the chip. I mean, everything, man. So, people, talking about, leaving the mask on, the gas prices, it said the jab mandates are welcome. See? But guess what? We in the beginning of these evils, man. It's only going to get worse. Matter of fact, let's start off with this in the book of 2 Ezra 16. Hey, because, nigga might get mad and say we bring out the same scriptures. Well, guess what? A fire alarm got that same tone. And it's going to stop till the fire is put out or the building is burnt down. And this mess ain't going to stop until this place is getting burnt down, man. So this is 2 Ezra 16 and 18. It says the beginning of sorrows and great mourning. See? Which we are the beginning stages of that. People, we witnessing now by the way of gas shortages. Those are sorrows and mournings. Dealing with the crown. It was a point in time which is still going on. People getting cast out of their homes because they late on the bills. They ain't got, dealing with the crown. We in the beginning of that, man. It's at the beginning of famine and great death. You got food shortages. You got actually people standing, in line for 12 hours to get food, man. So we in the beginning stages of the famine. It said, in great death, which death, we in a time where death have broadened, the ways of death have broadened. See, you ain't gonna die by a bow and arrow in this lifetime. It's still cases that people still die by that. But now you could die in a car wreck or a damn light pole falling on you. Anything, in this modern time that can kill you, which everything in this modern time can kill you, man. We here. It said the beginning of wars, plural, and the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? See, so that we have been reduced to hope. because we understand and know and see the things that's far ahead that all hell is gonna break loose. And what else can we tell you? That's just like if it's raining, it's finna rain outside. You know, only thing we tell you, you better get in the house before it start raining. Ain't like we can stop the rain, and push the clouds back for another. You know what I mean? If it's finna pour down raining, only thing you can tell them is get in the house for it pour down. If that's what we tell you, repent before all hell break loose. For your how about Shema Shai, throw the kitchen sink at this place, man. It says, behold, meaning look, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for a minute. See? So it's the Lord, He's sending these plagues, the famine, the tribulation, the anguish. It says sent as scourges for a minute, meaning what? It's set up for you to consider, man, and to get right with Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. When we see these certain things take place, when we see, the stress and anguish on another country, when Venezuela, when they money crashed, or when the Yellow Vest movement, all these things is set up for us to consider and repent, man, before it ultimately comes in its perfection here in Babylon the Great. But the point is what? It's coming. It's not like it's going to be, you can sidestep the prophecies. Oh, it tells we actually going to be in the midst of these things, but the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai is going to preserve us. That lets you know how bad it's going to get. We actually going to be in the midst of Jacob's trouble. Lord, when a part of that righteous known, we're going to be preserved from these things. But the point is what? It's coming. So what else can we really tell you but to hope and trust in Yahweh Shema Shai and let you know all evil is coming, man. So matter of fact, let's jump down. Let's jump down real quick to verse 35. Well, let me see. Yeah, 35. It said, hear now these things and understand them, ye servants of the Lord. See? So understand what? Hear and understand what? The evils that's about to come when you go into it. People going to die of famine. There's going to be a few people left in the city. Martial law. You're going to pretty much be walking over dead bodies and shit, man. This is what's coming, man. Mass death on a major scale, man. It says, behold the word of the Lord. Receive it. See, because that's what's going to preserve us from these things. Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake. Why? Because ultimately it comes with a different mindset. Now you chilling in America because you believe in Kemet. Or you chilling, you got a goal, to accomplish in America because you're on the banner of Islam. It's not because they, it's because they in the pot, man. This cesspool of America, those different mindsets, ultimately, it keeps you here. It keeps you here, man. But it's by the way of this word that breaks us free from the bonds of Babylon, man. So it says, behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. See, so as you can see that word behold again, that's a key word, meaning look, because it was going to manifest, man. It's to the point we ain't got to say it's a famine coming. You see it. It's to the point you ain't got to tell the people the money crash because you see it. And what else can we tell? We can't tell you that everything going to be all right. It's going to be America going to come up with a better system. Everything's going to be fine and dandy for us. No, man. We'll be lying to you. We'll be lying to ourselves. That's why you go in Jeremiah 28 chapter. It tells you the prophets that been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries in great kingdoms, see, of war and of evil and of pestilence, man. So that has always been the message of the prophets, man. Even when you hear, you got certain chapters and, dedicated to, how the kingdom gonna be. But a chapter before that, it reads about the destruction, man. But these things, these players out here, man, and it says not slack, meaning what? It's gaining momentum. is gaining momentum. Matter of fact, it said, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth a son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compares a womb. So meaning what? It's coming into perfection. In the 9th month, is in its fullness. It said within 2 or 3 hours. And we in it. You see these different these contractions. You hearing about major news. It's like something now. It's something that's global. It's some news that's happening throughout the planet Earth that is shaking up the planet Earth, man. Dealing with what happened, what's going on over there in the land of Israel. That's actually shaking up the planet Earth because you got these superpowers actually is being drawn to over there, man. You know, and other events that actually that shook up the planet Earth. But guess what? It's intensifying. There's always something going on. You in America, but you hearing about some shit that's going on over there in the land of Israel. They let you know that's a form of an earthquake. And these plagues are getting more and more intense, man. It says, which pains, so to let you know, this is not no feel good type of thing, man. It says, when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. It said, even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. See, and that's what we seeing now. There is no way of relief. Just going back to the article, just dealing with, so-called UFOs, who we know that they are the chariots. It's actually these the military. They actually is bugging that out for this, man. They understand that them chariots not bound by the earthly realm. These people, when they see this gas shortage, that's part of those sorrows. They couldn't go to another way to escape. Let's just say you want to go to a basketball game. When you gotta have a mask on. And them sorrows in that morning is going to increase, man. It's going to intensify as each day go by. It's getting worse and worse, man. And that's why this message comes with a sense of urgency, a sense of serious, solemn to it. Why? Because it's life and death on the line. Because pretty soon, everyone's lives is about to change one way, form, or fashion drastically. It's not like your routine about to change. Instead of getting up and you eating a McGriddle, now you just eating a piece of toast. No, it's gonna change by whether you waking up, somewhat behind, you homeless. You people gonna be your only mission is gonna be find out what's gonna be to eat next, man. That's gonna be these people only mission, man. Ain't gonna be no sign of relief nowhere, man. And that's what we telling. That's why I say sorrows upon it on every side, and they let you know the only help is gonna have to come from on high. That's why we being reduced to hope, because there's nothing corner we can do that's gonna get us out of this situation. Matter of fact, let's get something real quick. This is on Jeremiah 17. In verse 5 said, thus said the Lord, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departed from the Lord. See, so it said, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, meaning what? You trust in anything carnal. Because the secure of man is not going to be there. Your gun is not going to save you. Your rice, your bunker, your plan, your scheme, whatever you trying to do to ride this out, it's not going to work. Because we once again in the days of Noah, and dealing with that judgment, unless you was in the ark, you was going to be affected by it. You somehow, some way, you couldn't overlook overlook the flood. You know what I mean? Unless you was in the ark. Matter of fact, let's just get this real quick. Genesis 6. 7. Just get to the point. Genesis 7 and I started at 17. It says, and the flood was 40 days upon the earth, and the waters increased and bare up the ark. See, and I let you know when that flood, it was each day it got more and more intense, man. Because them people just didn't die the first day, man, when it started raining. No, it was a build up. It got to the point where they were laughing at Noah. They were probably still laughing at Noah. It was just raining. But it got to the point when that water was at neck level, they had to, they were like, damn, Noah was right, man. You know, you had people fleeing, going up to high ground. But let's continue on. It said, and the waters increased and bear up the ark. It said, and the ark was lifted up above the earth, and the waters prevailed. See, and increased greatly upon the earth. The ark went upon the face of the earth, and the waters prevailed exceedingly upon the earth. See, so to let you had niggas actually going to high ground. But as you can see, as East Line said, and the waters continue to increase, man. So meaning what? That judgment was stepping down on you. And there's no relief in sight. There's no way out. I would say sorrows upon it on every side, because the only help is going to have to come from on high, man. It said, and the waters prevailed exceedingly upon the earth, and all the high hills that were under the whole heaven were covered. It said 15 cubits upward did the waters prevail, and the mountains were covered. See, so to let you know pretty much that you couldn't escape that judgment. You couldn't ride that flood out unless you was on the ark. And that's what we telling you now. Especially if you here in America, really, globally, but especially here in America, because this is the venue the Lord have chosen to show his power. This whole land is going to be laid out desolate. But even before that, to be preserved from these said perils and plagues to even get to that day of the Lord, man. You got to be in the ark, the pavilion of the Lord. This truth, man. And that's why it comes with a sense of urgency. That's why you got to take this word serious, because life and death is being presented. Literally, we telling you, if you don't hearken, you don't believe, you gonna die. It's not because we mad you don't believe. No, it's the truth. Just like Noah. Matter of fact, continue on. It says, and all flesh died that moved upon the earth, both of fowl and of cattle and of beasts and of every creeping thing that creep upon the earth, and every man. See? So that let you know that was the message. You was going to die. What else could Noah really tell you? Because that was a judgment on a global scale. We just read that the waters exceeded the mountains, man. 15 cubits upward. You weren't going to be able to float that long, man. It was going to be sooner or later. You was going to be, no matter how hard, no matter how high on the ground you was at, you were going to be affected. And this time, no matter how high of a status you have, you going to be affected, man. One way, form, or fashion. Them down, you got them $100 million. Them $100 million ain't going to matter when the money crash, when the food is scarce, when these beasts, these newly created beasts come abroad, man. When these things finally take place, you're going to fall apart. And ultimately, you're going to die, And that's the message, man. What else can we really tell you? So let's matter of fact, because like to bring up Noah a lot, because we once again in that time. In that time, it was no gray area at all. Dealing with the prophets anytime it was no gray area with dealing with the prophets. But in that time right there, Noah, that was actually a global judgment, man. And you know who the Lord was dealing with when the smoke cleared and the dust settled. Because they were still alive. You know what I mean? So this is the book of Hebrews 11:7. By faith, Noah, being warned of the Most High, of things not seen as yet. See, so what was the thing that was not seen as yet in that time? The rain. Oh, that's why the scripture it point out when you go into Genesis, I believe the 2nd chapter. It points out that it never flooded. And that lets you know it was a build up to that judgment. It was a heavy build up to that judgment, man. Because people was docile, it was just the dew on the earth. Whoever heard such a thing as rain in the time of Noah? Well, whoever heard such a thing in this time dealing with Jacob's trouble, all hell breaking loose, cannibalism, especially here in America, then ultimately missiles coming and pelt this place. Oh, the chariots. Well, that's a major part as well now. That's why the senator said take the chariots seriously. Because that's gonna be a major part in this scene of the movie, man. You know? But this what can that's the only thing we can tell you. The thing we see the thing that's happening beforehand. That's ahead. The evils, because it's actually a appointed day where these things are going to take place. You can actually read that in Revelation 9 chapter, dealing with just the destruction itself. It's an appointed time that's going to take place. So before that, you don't think it's an appointed day martial law is going to happen. The famine is, the grocery store is not going to stock up. It's an appointed day where these things are going to actually take place, man. And we moving closer and closer to that day. Oh, that's why scripture said the end watcheth for thee. Because the end, we here, but it's going to be an appointed day where these people actually going to step on that snare of, the lack of food, when the money crashes, when the pestilence, the concentration camps, martial law, It says, by faith, Noah, being warned of the Most High, of things not seen as yet, moved with fear. See, and that's why we teaching now. That's why we believe, and that's why we putting our time into it. That's the motivation behind it, this fear. Or do I say compel them to come in? Just going back. You see it raining. You tell you better get your ass in this house for you catch pneumonia. Your grandma or some shit tell you that. But they were really compelling you to come in. And that's what we saying now. We telling you gonna die unless you come in the pavilion of the Lord, unless you come in this truth. Though I said, prepared an ark to the saving of his house, by the which he condemned the world, and became heir of the righteousness which is by faith. See, so he condemned the world, meaning what? He told them people they were going to die, man, and that's what we just read in Genesis 6 chapter. If you weren't on that ark, you couldn't flee to the hills. You couldn't even go to the mountains. All the motherfuckers died in that time. So how much more in this time when we at the height of technology, people just so used to eating and shit. They used to just having their air on a, you got the house on 72 degrees. You able to turn a faucet on and water come forth. How much more these people are snared in this when the Lord take all these things away? And the icing on the cake, that fire, man. So what else can we tell you? Just hope. Only thing you can do is hope and trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Because anything outside of that's why we just read Jeremiah 17, curse you man and trust me man. Because there's nothing, no other form of relief that you're going to get in that time. So yeah, I just hope to edify. I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakah Kudash. I like to give them honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I like to say shalom to the elect that's teaching word on truth, faith, and sincerity. DTA, a Bible ball. Soon, very soon,